to another roundtable discussion. This week we have four lovely ladies. They're actually family, which is great. So I get to hear teaching changed you. If you want to share a story or any type of experience that lets you know teaching has changed me as a person.
So, in Bennett, because back in 1979, I graduated. Look at you shaking your head, Ashley. Yes, I was around in 1979. I graduated from college in 1979. Thank you very much. So in 1979, when I graduated from college at North Texas State University, y'all call it the University of North Texas now. That's how old I am. You start changing universities on me. But I graduated as a speech pathologist, and I came right on down to Corpus Christi. My first job was at West Oso Independent School District. Go Bears. And I'm like Kenyatta. I walk through the high school and the boys are hitting. I'm like, well, no, I'm a teacher, you know? So, but during that time, there was a lot going on. And I'm telling you, I've been in special education all this time because I love it. Public Law 94-172 was written in 1972. That's when they said all children with disabilities must be educated. And I graduated in 79. So, you know, we were just on the cusp of trying to educate children with disabilities. So it was, as a speech pathologist, it was easy. I had my children, I worked with them, but I fell in love with children with severe disabilities. Children who had no voice, could not talk. Back then, there was no such thing as an electronic communication system. You cut and paste, you just came up with whatever you could come up with. But I knew when I had that classroom of students with severe disabilities who had no voice, their receptive skills were pretty good, but they couldn't talk, they couldn't express themselves. And we gave them a voice. We gave them a communication device. We gave them sign language. We gave them something that allowed them to communicate and to see them open up, to see that world open up for them. Let me know that this is the area that I'm gonna stay in, and I did. And so from that point in 1979 to 2020, I could give you a million wonderful stories about children with disabilities whose world was totally changed. Not just by me, but by a team of people, OTs and PTs and physical therapists and special ed teachers and speech pathologists working together. And I'm going to tell you one example and then I'm going to be quiet. I also worked at what was called the state school here. It was a facility for very mentally ill people, physically ill. It had children and adults in it. And there was one person there, and I believe she must have been about 18 because she registered to vote and got her voter's registration card. Well, she got summoned for jury duty. You'd have to see her. She was in what we call a side liar. She was quadriplegic, no voice, couldn't move her head, but could move her eyes. And we built a communication system for her where she only used her eyes to communicate. It was an elaborate system. She was magnificent. She got a jury summons and she told us through her system that she wanted to go to jury duty. And we're like, you know, but she was passionate. If you saw her, guys, you wouldn't think that there was anything in there. And that's what education has done for me, especially special education. In those children are things that we don't even know about. And some of them get passed over because we don't bother to know about it. But when we give them a voice, that's why I love speech. When we give them a voice, or we give them an avenue, or we teach them a new skill that they've never done before, there's nothing like that love you have for those children once you do that. So my experience in education is I used to tell my kids, I love y'all little regular children, but I love children with disabilities and their parents. Imagine a parent now has a child who can communicate, can go to McDonald's. And back in the day, we didn't have the elaborate systems. McDonald's did a wonderful thing. I'm gonna give a plug to them. Their menu was pictures. And we would take children to McDonald's and they would give them the picture card and they would point to what they wanted. Do you know how much independence that is? Okay, I'm not gonna keep talking because I get really excited about special education. So my passion for teaching started there, but I know that that's a gift from God. It truly is, because I love teaching everybody. You can ask anybody. I like teaching grown folks. I like teaching young people. I love teaching. And so that passion for teaching is what has been the greatest thing for me. I'm done.
Okay. I'll go. The biggest thing for me is just seeing that aha moment and seeing when my kids finally get it. I've taught fifth grade math and I've taught eighth grade science. Well, the fifth grade math, a lot of my kids did not. They teach. Listen, math is completely different than what we had growing up. It's completely different. So, because of that, it's very so that aha moment for me, just seeing when my kids get it, is one of those like, okay, yes, I did something. It just makes you feel so good within yourself. And secondly, my first year teaching, I had a student, I'm not gonna say her name, I had a student who fell pregnant. She was in eighth grade. And she was like, oh, I'm next year I'm gonna drop out. I'm gonna, not go back to school and this and that and the other. And I was like, you can do this. You can graduate. And she was like, no, I'm just gonna, stay at home with my mom. Her mom was schizophrenic. So she felt like she didn't have a life to live. Well, 3 years later, she came back to visit my classroom with her baby in hand. And she said, guess what, Miss Brown? I'm going to be a senior next year.
Because I remember my senior year of college, I was doing my internship, ironically, for Nacogdoches ISD. And the last day of my internship, my instructor came and she asked me, so do you ever see yourself working in the school? And I said, no. I said, no. And now look, here I am. And it's funny because yes, I'm the social worker. So yeah, I get to deal with all the issues and trying to make sure kids have everything they need. But I also every now and then get tossed into a teacher role, because on my campus, I get to do small groups and we work on different lessons for like social and emotional learning. And I deal with a lot of sweet little angels that do have some behavior issues. And I've had a chance to really work closely with them on like anger management, coping skills. And this year I had one sweet little angel who was literally in the office every day. She was a very angry young lady, just mad all the time. We finally had a breakthrough moment where she cried and she talked to me. And up until spring break, she was good. No issues in the office. Before she acted out, she asked if she could talk to me. And we would talk through things. And I'm like, oh my God, yay. Maybe this is working. So it's like, yeah, I'm the social worker, but every now and then I do get to teach a little bit. I actually have a classroom. And it's like just seeing the ability to make a little bit of difference, no matter how small it is, I can sleep at night.
Definitely. That's great. That is awesome. Back off that, I would definitely say that the community has gotten stronger. Parents, teachers, students, we've all gotten stronger. We've all learned the importance of education and really what teachers do and how things are working. There are other teachers that are listening. They can use this to be a better and more effective teacher. Of course, if you guys have questions, feel free to reach us at info@plantingseedstutoring@gmail.com if you have any questions. And then, of course, you can call us at 512-360-0073. And thanks again for watching this. Until the next one.